the IRS came out with the 1099 DA, let's just say the initial effort has been problematic. It certainly collects all the data that the IRS wants to have, but it fails to help the taxpayer. The IRS uses 1099s, they call them information returns, but they use these 1099s to let them know about how much income you have. And we've all seen them, from your banks, from your financial investment firms, or your employers, or if you did some side jobs. It's simple. It's 1099. Here's your name. Here's how much money you had. How much tax was withheld. And you just take those and you plug them into your tax returns. It's so easy. Virtually every taxpayer has no idea how to take the 1099 DA information and put it onto their tax return, especially if they're self-filing with TurboTax. And we've heard of many stories of accountants and tax preparation professionals who basically said, no, we're not going to fool around with these silly 1099 DAs, and they're firing the client. They're getting rid of them. They're refusing to do the tax return. So think about that. The IRS has created an information return form, 1099 DA, which causes taxpayers to lose their tax prep firm. Why? The accountants find it way too confusing. And changes need to be made to the 1099 DA so that a taxpayer knows exactly what he needs to have entered onto the tax return. The information is there, but it's hidden, it's tucked away, it's obfuscated with too many other information points. Part of the problem, I think we're going to have at least a 75% error rate in people entering 1099s into their tax returns, whether they do it themselves or their accountant does it. I think it's going to generate a tremendous amount of noise at the IRS. They're not going to even be able to know how to even process the vast number of mistakes that are being made on tax returns because of the confusion that the 1099 DA form has on tax preparers. So this is an interesting spot to watch. The IRS will still be coming after people who don't report all their crypto income. They're just going to have a lot of mismatched audits. If they see somebody and go, here, you didn't report some income, and if it's not an astonishing amount of income, they will issue what they call a letter with a number CP2000 at the top corner. Generally, when we see the mismatches, if you fail to account for one of the 1099s that the IRS has on file for you, then you will get a CP2000 letter where they're going to tell you that you forgot to report this 1099, which showed so much income. They've calculated additional taxes for you, and you need to pay that additional amount. Or you can send them back explanations on why that calculation is incorrect. That could be scary to get one of those. And most of the time, they're wrong because they're making assumptions. And I expect these CP2000 notices, which are based on unreported income from a 1099 DA, are going to be full of errors and full of mistakes, and everybody should brace themselves to protest it. When you get a CP2000 letter, the most important thing to do is to respond. You should push back on any number that you don't believe, don't feel like they have you against the wall in terms of numbers. I expect an avalanche of CP2000 notices to be issued come this fall for anybody who's a cryptocurrency investor.